Halo Infinite gets the big winter update, and they explain why they had to cancel couch co-op. And Strauss Zelnick, the CEO of Take-Two, talks about PlayStation Plus, Xbox Game Pass, and why he doesn't believe putting first-party games day and date is a good idea. So Halo Infinite has launched its winter update. It's bringing us features that were not previously there, bringing us some new maps, Forge beta, and a bunch of other things. But one of the main things that is still missing and is going to be missing because they've canceled it has been couch co-op. And now we have a little bit more information as to why couch co-op was canceled. So first of all, this is what is coming with the winter update. You get campaign network co-op, the Forge beta, which I think is going to be very exciting to jump into. I'm really pumped to see all of the stuff that people who are utilizing Forge are going to be able to make. We've already seen so many crazy examples, and this looks like it could be the best Forge to date. Mission replay, which to me is kind of mind-boggling that it took them this long to get mission replay in the game, but hey, now it's finally there. Match XP beta, new achievements, free 30-tier battle pass, and new maps. And if you remember, they came out and they canceled couch co-op, which for myself and for a lot of people was a massive disappointment. But now we have some more information from a developer that talks as to why they had to go ahead and cancel couch co-op. So this comes via Sean Barron, who is the head of Halo Infinite's live service. He was on IGN Live, and here is what he said about couch co-op. We of course were working on local campaign co-op for many months, years. There are a lot of challenges there from a technical perspective, and what people were able to glitch into is probably 80% complete, but the amount of work for us to get from 80% quality to 100% quality is significant, and the amount of effort that it would take right now is not something that we can commit to, and I'm not even sure how long it would take, to be honest. There are things where even if we have just a few crashes, I'm not sure what platform those players were playing on, because we would have to support all platforms. That's not maybe even something we can even get through our certification pass. So here it is. I mean, this is the couch co-op. It was glitched in. People figured out how to do it, and it seemingly worked pretty well for most people. I think there were some issues with like save files going missing or going corrupt if you were actually to do it, but I don't know how often that happened. But from a lot of the videos we saw, when he's saying it's 80%, it looks pretty good to me. With the game being 80% done, I think one of the most telling things within those quotes was talking about having to certify it across the different platforms, and they didn't even know if it was going to make it through the certification process. My hunch from the beginning of this entire thing with couch co-op as to why they have to cancel it, why they couldn't complete it, was because of the Xbox One version of the game and the promise that these versions of Halo Infinite would be the same across all the Xboxes. And I think the Xbox One is the main reason, as you can pretty much guarantee that that was the hardest one to make couch co-op work for Halo Infinite. So I think that's why they didn't want to spend any more money on the development cost. They didn't want to put any more effort into it, mainly also because the return on investment for it probably wasn't there. They know that a majority of people don't care about couch co-op, and they're not going to be making any more money off it via microtransactions or anything else. So they decided to scrap it. I think it was a bad decision. I don't think it's fair that they came out and announced it and then cut it just because of these reasons. They should have really thought ahead before making these announcements about Xbox One version of the game and everything being the same across it all. And I think that that was bad management on 343's part and on Xbox Game Studios' part. But I'm still pretty interested in this winter update. I love Halo Infinite. Every time I jump in, I have a ton of fun because the gameplay is that good. So I'll probably check out all of the new stuff that is coming, and maybe hopefully it gives the game a bit of a boost. It revitalizes it a bit and gets that player count higher. And one other thing before we move on to the next topic, I did see this on Twitter, which I think is kind of interesting, and it has to do with the facial animations within the cutscenes. You can see here that they've updated it to unlock the 30 FPS, so they'll be at a higher FPS when you're seeing the characters in the cutscenes talk and do movements and stuff like that. Now, Xbox Game Pass is a service that we have seen a lot of positivity around from developers who put their games into the service. They are happy with the results. It's great that more people get to experience the games, and at the same time, they get to save on marketing and development costs. Now, I don't think Xbox Game Pass is for every single game. I definitely think there are games out there that shouldn't launch into Xbox Game Pass if you're a publisher and developer, because you know it doesn't matter. You are going to sell so much, and you're going to make microtransactions on certain things. You're going to just be able to continuously rake in the money that you don't need to deal with making a deal with Xbox or Microsoft. You put your game out on every single platform without any restriction. And one of those games that I don't think will ever come to a subscription service is going to be GTA. and Strauss Zelnick, the CEO of Take-Two, talked about Xbox Game Pass. So he was asked about Xbox Game Pass and PlayStation Plus, questioned about launching first-party games into the service day and date, whether that is the right call. And he's commenting on the fact that Phil Spencer has come out and said that the console versions of Game Pass are nearing saturation. They aren't growing as fast as they are growing on PC. And he says this: I think the second area of skepticism was whether it made sense. And this is a rhetorical question because I think the answer is no to offer frontline titles day and date with titles on a subscription service. I don't think that ever made sense. I still don't think it makes sense. And I believe that it's now becoming obvious that it doesn't make sense. It's just a lost opportunity for the publisher. So I wouldn't want to speak for my friend Phil, but our views remain unchanged. And this isn't the first time that Take-Two has said this. They also said this back in 2021 when it came to asking about putting big games onto Game Pass. Continues on here to say there's probably a subscription business. It's a catalog business. It's probably best aimed at very avid consumers because those are the consumers who are interested in playing catalog titles and playing a whole bunch of different titles in a given month. But I don't think it's a mass market service that supplants the interactive entertainment business as we know it at all. And I don't think there's any evidence to the contrary so far. So that's Strauss Zelnick's take on it, and I can see from his perspective from Take-Two as a company that makes a couple of premier games that they put out there. They last very, very long. You probably don't need to put them into a subscription service. You look at GTA, that thing is going to sell like crazy no matter what. It's going to make a ton of microtransactions. In fact, it's kind of its own subscription service as a game with the GTA Online stuff that they've added in there. But then you take a look at it from an Xbox and PlayStation perspective, and this is kind of where I disagree. The goal of these two platforms is to pull in as many people into the platform as possible, so they are continuously spending money in your ecosystem, whether that is on first-party games, whether that is on third-party games, whether that is just on anything within the Xbox or PlayStation ecosystem. And a subscription service with your big day one games into it will really, really help grow those numbers, which will keep you making more money for the future and keep people more invested in your ecosystem for the long term. And I think that's why when it comes to Xbox Game Pass, putting first-party games day and date is a great decision, especially because they expand it out to multiple different platforms. And I see PlayStation eventually doing that, even though they keep denying that they are going to be putting their first-party games into the service. I fully see them at some point putting their day and date first-party games into PlayStation Plus. But that's it for me, guys. Let me know your thoughts on the winter update and the reasoning why they could have put couch co-op into Halo Infinite. What do you think about Strauss Zelnick's comments on Xbox Game Pass and PlayStation Plus? If you enjoyed this video, make sure to hit that thumbs up button. If you're new here and you liked what you saw, consider hitting that subscribe button. Thank you all for watching. Thank you for your support, and I'll catch you in the next video.